I don't even believe I'm free, nigga.
Nah, don't trip. It's real. It's real.
Like, this is real, nigga.
That nigga real.
And then thank God to Swifty, his hood always had me. First day that I landed in Cal City, one of his older homies pulled up, hey, you're Chito? Hey, I'm moving you over there tomorrow, all right? Get your shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Who are you? Hey, Swifty called me, he said to look after you.
Nice.
I'm like, hey, that's
Swifty
my
real
boy.
One, yeah.
That's my boy.
Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Like a mother. Like a what? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-up. Bye-up. Orale, let's get straight to it, man. As you can tell, you see the thumbnail, you see the video playing before you, man. Let's talk about Chito, Ranas, and Swifty Blue. You know, everybody's making videos talking about the dissension, the disruption. You know, did these guys really fall apart or fall off? You know, at one point in time, these guys were real close. You know, hey, no sugarcoating, no added preservatives. These were camaradas. These were close homeboys. You know, Swifty Blue pulled up, you know, to prison when Chito Ranas got out and picked him up. You know, I don't know if he was supporting him while he was in prison. According to Chito Ranas and some of the things that he said, a lot of people had fallen off. A lot of people weren't looking out for him. And he was real disgruntled and upset about that. But at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, you know, Swifty definitely kept in contact and did pull up. And you got to say that's a real one. That's someone who actually pulls up and picks you up and you don't have to ride that Greyhound, man. You can't hate on that. You got to show love. Now, a lot of people have been talking in the YouTube community about them falling off. But no one is talking about how Chito Ranas is basically coming up because of Swifty Blue. Now, when Swifty Blue picked him up, he had that strong mentality of getting straight to work. Now, I know a lot of people hate Swifty Blue. He's the most hated in California when it comes to the southern side, not the other side. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Swifty, you know. But one thing I can say about his business acumen is it's always on point. He's definitely always bursting the bubbles. He's making things happen. He's putting in the necessary work to blow up or to create a buzz. Now, when Chito first got out, he needed that help. He needed that push. And he definitely gave him that push. Of course, with that push also goes the hate. Listen to this.
Is my fat ass gonna break this chair? I'm beefing it with the industry.
Why is that,
with
bro?
everybody, with the whole industry. Because I see how the industry get down. You know what I'm saying? They gonna blackball the fuck out of the real ones. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm too real for that. I don't need the industry.
I can't just give y'all the cane like that. I can't just give you the cane like that. I'm not gonna just put the pen in your hands, cause that's gonna have the streets going crazy. On Paramount, it's gonna have the streets going crazy. It's gonna have everybody trying to give me. It's gonna have the streets going crazy. It's gonna have label calling money, calling homie, calling everybody, calling like, what the fuck going on, Swifty? I heard this Chito album you just dropped. This shit crazy, bro. Yeah, man, relax. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Hey, what y'all think about that new shit? What y'all think about that new shit? Honestly, be honest with me. What y'all think about that new shit? Swifty falling off? Or we gotta switch it up? Time to switch it up again? Like what? Or y'all just want to hear that Mi Vida Mala album, that whole 12 songs, Chito versus Swifty Blue? That's what y'all want to hear, right? I work hard. I put in years of work, like back-to-back studio, all types of shit. So I'm in a stage where I just want to be at the house playing video games type shit. I just want to be chilling and shit. I just want to chill. I just want to be at the house stacking money, saving money and shit. I'm being honest with y'all, bros. I'm being honest with everybody. But I'm in a stage in my life. I work hard. I put in years of work, like back-to-back studio, all types of shit. So I'm in a stage where I just want to be at the house playing video games type shit. I just want to be chilling and shit. I just want to chill. I just want to be at the house stacking money, saving money and shit.
Now, with Swifty beefing with everyone, it was only natural that there was going to come a point in time where, of course, Chito was going to feel some type of way or Swifty was going to feel some type of way. But you can't deny the fact that Swifty did put Chito in position to make a lot of feria, to get a big bag. His views are going crazy on YouTube. His music videos are going crazy. And in the words of Swifty Brew, everything is going brazy, right? But in a Menudo Style direct fashion, you know, I'm not going to deny the fact that because Swifty is hated and because so many people don't like him, you know, a lot of the things that he was involved in or a lot of the situations he put himself in by his own hand, you know, maybe Chito Ranas is feeling like, you know, he needs to distance himself. He needs to get away from all the drama and the negativity in order to keep that bag pushing. Now, you need to understand, before Swifty Blue got in the mix, Chito Ranas was just a local rapper out of the Sacramento area, Howell Park, and upstate Sureño, who was definitely representing his barrio and still continues to do so from the LA County Jail. Now, of course, Chito Ranas found himself in the mix, always getting caught up in situations, went into prison. Of course, Swifty picked him up, got straight to the music, and now has found himself back in the LA County Jail, you know, or in the LA County Jail because of a possession of a blicky, a firearm, a biscuit, a gun, whatever you want to call it, right? There's so many different words for it. He had one of those, allegedly. Now, at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, he was starting to blow up because of his affiliation with Swifty and because he had tight flow. There's no denying the guy could rap. There's no denying that he's talented and he's putting on for the Southern raza or for the raza in general, period. But one thing I'll say for sure is, you know, Swifty Blue's cagada, his mierda, his shit, his basura, his garbage, everything that people feel about him has definitely affected Chito Ranas, because when that's your camarada and your homeboy, you know, whatever, hey, he's into, you're into. Whatever your celly's into, you're into. That's the old saying, man. You ain't coming into this pad without being touched. Both people shall touch you, or he's getting touched and getting the fuck on. Now, when it comes to our Chito Ranas and Swifty Blue beefing, well, that's up for interpretation. That's up for the people to decide. I truly believe that there is some type of dissension there. I truly believe that Chito Ranas got incarcerated, locked up, and people got in his earlobe. They got in his ear and they let him know that the vato he was affiliating with, Swifty Blue, is not in the greatest of standings. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's in bad standings with his Ramflower, with his car, because I don't know that to be the facts, right? But one thing I do know is that he's definitely looked at as a person of interest. He's definitely looked at as a person that's not in the best or greatest of, I don't know what you would like to call it, you know, standings, I guess. People just don't like him for one reason or another. Sometimes when you're on that Madonna, Michael Jackson, R. Kelly shit, and you're out there trying to be that one, trying to be that superstar, man, you have to take all the shit that comes with it. I know better than anyone else, man, that it gets vicious in these streets, and it definitely gets vicious on the internet. The internet can be poison to the mentality, and it can be poison to the mind. And let me tell you something, Swifty definitely spreads a lot of poison. He acts like he's the type of person that doesn't give a fuck about what anybody thinks. You know, he tries to distinguish himself as a gang member, a gangster, someone who's really active out there putting it down in the streets. When really, as you look, you see he's just a guy with big titties in a fucking recording booth. That's it. I've said time and time again, people need to separate rap from trap. They need to separate rap from real, because let me tell you, some of these things you speak on, you will have to stand on, and people will hold you accountable. Now, when it comes to Chito Ranas, I take him for a little bit more of an active type Southsider, allegedly. A vato who really is about his barrio, his neighborhood, and them streets, and is really with the program. So I'm sure when he got to the LA County Jail and he was hearing all this mierda about Swifty Blue and how his name is floating around, you know, he probably tried to distance himself. Now, when it comes to the music, they're both very talented individuals. There's no denying that. They put on for the raza, you know, especially Chito Ranas right now, because his name is buzzing and he's bubbling up. You know, when he first got out of prison and Swifty Blue picked him up, I could see a whole different change in his attitude. He wanted to get straight to it. He was a little depressed. He was going through depression. He was going through that, you know, that first termer syndrome. You know, he was institutionalized. He got out. It looked like he was using. I'm not too sure on that. But one thing I say for sure is he definitely got some get right and got straight in the booth and made some good music. Swifty pushed him in the right direction, but at the same time, tore him in the wrong direction by having him out there in the streets, having him out there doing interviews and doing things that he shouldn't have done. If it was about the music, let it be about the music. But when it became about gangbanging, it became about snatching chains, it became about disrespecting dead people and people from the north, that's when it went wrong. You can't let Swifty Blue influence you and poison your mind. If you're a talented rapper, you need to get straight to the rapping and get the fuck away from the trapping. Now, when it comes to Swifty, There's been so many different stories about him hiding out in Arizona, or him hiding here, or him hiding there. The fact of the matter is, nobody is checking in with Swifty Blue. Everyone is trying to check Swifty Blue. And that's a hard game to play, man. It's hard being solo bolo like a sideways leaning cholo, knowing damn well you have nothing coming, especially from your own people. Your own gente are tripping on you for one reason or another. Now with Chito Ranas, he has a different name. His name is still solid in the streets. He still holds a little bit of respect. And when you're in the LA County Jail, you must program professionally and as correctly as you can, because let me tell you, in there, it's a whole different story and nobody plays, especially when you're from the Sureño car. That car right there moves vicious, treacherous, and very dangerous, just like Norteños do as well. There's a lot of people that underestimate the power of the raza, but let me tell you, the raza, politically and straight up, move much different. I think people got in Chito Ranas' ear and told him he needed to distance himself. Now, of course, Swifty Blue took to the internet and he said that there was no problems. They're not beefing. That if anything, you know what I mean? They would make an album against each other, this and that, que la chingada. But at the same time, I don't believe nothing that Vato is saying. What I truly believe is Chito Ranas just put the Mac on him, turned his back on him, didn't really want nothing to do with him, even though Swifty did take care of him and did pick him up. You know, sometimes someone's bullshit just, hey, you can't climb a mountain if the fucking mountain is just, it never stops, right? And some of his bullshit has got on Chito's plate, and Chito doesn't like to eat caca. So that's just it. Now, when it comes to people on the internet going in on Swifty Blue and he's the most hated, he's not the most hated because of his rap style, because he could rap a little bit. What he's most hated on is his attitude, the way he conducts his business, the way he directs subliminals at people or tells people straight up just how he's fucking feeling. People don't like anyone with the big mouth, and they don't like people that talk shit. You know, things that you have to do or things that you say, you have to back up. There's a lot of people that would talk a lot of shit on the internet and disrespect a lot of people, but when it comes push to shove time, they don't know how to push nor shove. And what happens is you get shoved out of your county, you get shoved out of your hood, you get shoved out of your barrio. Now, people are going to say, why are you speaking gun? You can't go back to your hood. You're no good in your hood. And that's fine and dandy. I don't want to be in my hood. I like to live lavish like D and kick back cash money style. But one thing I will say is this. Chito Ranas is definitely a factor out there in the streets and in his hood, according to him. And he's going to remain that. And the only way for him to remain that is to stay away from Swifty Blue. Is there truly a beef, though, between Swifty Blue and Chito Ranas? Or is this all a setup? Is this all, set up to push their music? They're dropping a lot of music. Now, of course, the numbers for Chito Ranas are doing much better than Swifty Blue, and I represent and recognize and see that. You know, and anyone will see that. And, of course, that's going to get people feeling envious and jealousy. You know, whenever you put someone on, you have the aspiration to hope that they have the aspiration to bubble. You want them to come up. You want them to truly make a name for themselves. Anyone that would hate on their own homeboy and direct anger or hatred or envy is a piece of shit. You don't want your homeboy to fail. You want your homeboy to come up even more than you did. I've helped a lot of people in this industry and in this game when it comes to YouTube, man. And I hope that everybody prospers even more than I have. I'm going to continue to do me, and don't hate me for being me. But at the same time, I hope everybody comes up. Now, I know and I think Swifty Blue is not the type of individual to feel that way. I feel he thinks he's the big homie and he put the little homie on. The little homie owes him something. But at the end of the day, Chito Ranas don't owe anybody shit. He's representing where he's from. He's doing it in the correct fashion. Now, sometimes he does let his mouth run a little bit too much, but he's still young. He's a young man, and he'll learn that with age comes prosperity. With prosperity comes a whole lot of education, right? And he's going to get that, whether it be at the hand of his homeboys that are in the county jail right now with them, giving him clecha, or whether it be on the streets with the business acumen that I'm sure he'll encompass once he gets out. When it comes to Swifty Blue, he's a wreck. You know what I mean? First thing he needs to do is push-ups, burpees, and a whole lot of more. Oh my. He needs to take care of his physical well-being and his mental health, because right now people ain't really feeling his grind. I see his music and he's doing a lot of views, but in the meantime, in between time, people definitely ain't feeling what's going on with Swifty Blue. There's a lot of people that are questioning the way he's acting and what he's doing. Now, the true story of whether they're beefing or not, and this is my opinion only, is I think this is all set up just to push music. I don't think Swifty really has a problem with Chito other than a little bit of envy and jealousy. And I don't believe Chito has a problem necessarily personally with Swifty Blue. I just believe he needs to distance himself and wants to distance himself so he doesn't get caught up in all the fucking frivolous bullshit that Swifty Blue is going through. You know, it's up to you to decide, people, you know, who you're rocking with. if you even need to rock with anyone. I myself am rocking with the Raza. I hope both of these young men, come together to collab again, and I hope that they can put differences and bullshit to the side. But at the end of the day, one never knows, does one, Chito Ranas is going to continue to represent the Upstate Sureño movement, and Swifty Blue is going to continue to represent himself, them fat titties and that fat ass stomach he got going on. And before he can get with the program and really get righteous, he needs to apologize and come correctly with his people, because his people will remind him. And that's a fact. Now, when it comes to Chito Ranas, I hope that he prospers. I hope that he continues to bubble. And I hope that, the Raza has more music to listen to and that he can open up doors for other people. And that's what I feel, and that's just what it is. When it comes to Swifty, we already know what time it is. If he continues to fall down this road that he's falling, well, you have to hit rock bottom sometime. And that's an ugly situation. And he definitely doesn't need that. With that being said, gente, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle to strive and the strive to struggle. We don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to stay tuned and we're going to peep game, because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. And hope, for the Raza's sake, man, that these two can get it together. Is the beef real? Leave a comment. Like and subscribe. Let me know what's up, man. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and struggle and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's bringing you guys the best possible content I can.